Thunderbolts going back for reshoots. That's the story. It's going back for
Surprise.
Yeah, I mean, there's kind of it's a two-pronged story. It's not just that. So it is going back for reshoots. They've not seen any of the cast there yet. We don't know how long they've been reshooting for. We don't know. We don't know what kind of reshoots they are, right? But it's never really a good sign when it's a Marvel movie. We've said this time and time again. It's a normal scheduling thing. They always do it. Pickups are a standard thing. Marvel movies, no. It's standard for them to do multiple rounds of reshoots and just waste millions of dollars, or tens of millions of dollars. So they've got a bad rap when it comes to reshoots. Seeing this go through reshoots now is not good. It's not good when they had such a troubled production overall. And then we have conveniently, essentially around the same time that the reshoots get leaked, Thunderbolts star David Harbour has seen a cut of the movie and is like, it's surprising in an impressive direction. And he's just full of shit, this guy. So he says, Marvel is excited by its expansion to a certain degree. And also, I think they're doing a bit of course correction around getting too big in a way with the Disney Plus stuff. Wouldn't have mattered if you made good stuff, but you didn't. I'm very excited for you guys to see Thunderbolts because I'm impressed with the direction they took that. And it's surprising. It's a real movie. I mean, whether you like it or not, who knows? But I saw a cut of it, and it's very impressive. They're paying attention to chemistry. And I think there's something about this group that's special. That, to me, felt like when you watch Scarlett Johansson and Chris Evans, when you watch these chemistries of people that, not to say that there's romantic ties, but just the chemistry of human beings interrelated. I think that's what we need in these movies. I think the problem with all of this stuff is we get lost in the algorithm or what we think works or what the data tells us, but you can't, this ineffable quality of human beings interacting with other human beings, that's a special chemistry. It may not be nice, it may be unpleasant, but it has a certain electricity to it. And I think that's just all over Thunderbolts. And I'm so happy that Jake, the director, was so intent on capturing that, so intent on preserving that, and made that a priority. I was like, oof, this is good. Thoughts? Reshoots plus this waffle? Go to you first, Chris.
I think David Harbour is a much better actor on the press tour than Rachel Zegler. I mean, he's certainly saying good things about the movie, right? And very commendable. And, Marvel reshoots, not surprising. I'm really a little more concerned about, number one, nobody cares about these characters. They're definitely not sticking to the original comic book story that this was based on. When the comic Thunderbolts came out, no one knew they were villains. You thought they were just a new super team until the end of like the first one of the first few issues. Suddenly it was revealed these are all villains that were pulling some shenanigans. But the director, this Jake Schreier, this guy hasn't directed a movie in 10 years. I mean, he's done some TV shows, but he's done maybe 2 movies before this. And the last one was Robot and Frank, I think, or Paper Towns. I mean, something from 2015, something from 2012. So I don't know. Harbour is a very good company man. So who knows how this movie is going to turn out. I don't think it's going to do boffo box office, though. But I'm not surprised by reshoots.
That's fair. That's fair. I think the only thing I can think that they're not doing major reshoots for this is that I doubt Marvel wants to spend lots and lots of money on this film because they probably don't think it's going to do very well. That's my only inkling that it's not going to be a major reshoot. But who knows? What do you reckon, Nick?
I mean, David Harbour, he has extreme TDS like most other people in Hollywood out there. But, he's doing his job. He's, promoting the movie. He's saying good things about it. Anytime I hear any of these people that are involved on these projects come out and talk about the movie and give it its praise, I always take it with a grain of salt because, that's their job. They're not going to come out and be like, we've had so many problems with this, rewrites, reshoots. Like, this thing's a mess from start to finish. Guys, I hope you like it, but it's a mess. Nobody's coming out and saying that. So, he's doing this thing. The reshoots, it's a Marvel Disney project, so no surprise there. They always seem to have to do reshoots, and this is gonna be just another Marvel movie that's gonna probably not even break $500 million. I'm guessing this thing maybe gets at the top, maybe it hits 3, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it was under 2. I mean,
Wow.
Marvel brand at this point, with everything that's been coming out, it's just not been successful.
Yeah.
I mean, the last big Marvel comic book movie to come out was the Sony movie, and that was Spider-Man. There really hasn't been one since then, and that wasn't even a Disney MCU movie, even though it's tied to it. So, then we got the disaster of the next Captain America movie, which is that thing's gonna be a giant turd. I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking. They had a really good thing going, all the way up to Endgame. It seems like they had all their ducks in a row. What was those first? What was it, 3 phases? Without its criticism, no, but it was pretty well done, and I liked a vast majority of all of it that they were putting out there. And then after that, you started hearing the talk about the female Avenger squad and the female, characters being more of a focus, and the diversity and inclusion and all this stuff. And it's gone downhill ever since. So yeah, Marvel's not in a good state. They need to completely rework everything they're doing over there.
Thoughts, guys? Chris, Culture?
Well, I agree with a lot of that. I think that Marvel has lost their way. And, I think maybe what you're looking for is, what are these reshoots, right? Are they trying to align them with sort of the shifting sands of Marvel's changing plans with their Doctor Doom, something they've done with Fantastic Four? Is it to get them into this, what is it? Not Secret Wars, but I think it is. Wherever, what it's getting to next. So sort of, are they going to tweak that? But to me, this almost feels like something a little more Suicide Squad-esque or Guardians of the Galaxy to keep it. So it could be something in its own little orbit or ecosystem. They might be doing some, how Marvel sort of perfected the art of the mid-credit scene or the post-credit scene or whatever. But I don't know. I don't really. I lost a lot of interest in this movie. And yeah, you're right. Harbour's got terrible TDS, but I think that's just par for the course in Hollywood. 99.9% of them all have it. I don't know. I just can't get excited about Marvel anymore. I mean, that's the problem. Is I'm just not that fired up about it. I kind of lost it with Endgame. Homecoming was an exception to that rule. I have not watched, believe it or not, I've heard great things about Deadpool and Wolverine. I have not watched it yet. I've got it on VOD. Never finished Guardians of the Galaxy 3, didn't watch the Marvels, and I've just kind of been tapped out since. Saw Homecoming in IMAX. It was awesome, right? But I think reshoots are kind of par for the course. I'm sure they are trying to tighten some things up. And as I'm in video production myself, and if the budget's there to go back in and make a few fixes, there's sometimes you've shot something, but you really need another angle to make something work. You didn't realize it while you were out there. So I think they kind of get a list of reshoots and a wish list of things that they want to go out and get. This might be part of that cleanup, but knowing Marvel, they're trying to tweak it to get things like that.
There's standard pickups, right, to that what you're talking about.
Yeah,
but these aren't pickups.
No, it's got the whole cast, is what I heard. So
So we're seeing this more frequently with Marvel because of how they put their films together. It is the most expensive and idiotic way to go about maintaining continuity and trying to tell a story, because oftentimes they have to reshoot 2 or 3 sequential scenes so that it falls within whatever they're trying to take out or put into the movie. And all of that's in an effort to not spend more money on a lot of the fighting scenes that have already had all the CGI done even before the film oftentimes has even started shooting. Principal photography is a farce for Disney. And that's why, and having a quality script, forget about it. They changed the script wholesale multiple times, even while they're shooting. That's what happened with the bologna sausage brave thing with fake Captain America.
Yeah,
I can't even imagine how much of this movie they're going to have to put together, and then put it together quickly, because like any of these other films that we're seeing right now, whether it be Snow White or obviously Blacked in America. Those are both in the midst of reshoots, or at least people are headed back accordingly. So say people I trust, and Snow White's on the process of reshooting. So I'm like, you're really okay. So first of all, in the case of Blacked in America, that comes out on Valentine's Day, along with Black Samurai of a big
2
Black
months.
Samurai.
Yeah.
So that's 2 months out. This is 3 months out. This is March 21st. Wait, no, not this. The Snow White's March 21st. This is when? This is later. This is part of 2025, right? This come out in 2025?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2025 release.
Yeah.
I think it's May or something like that.
Yeah. So they have plenty of time to go back for full
May
reshoots.
2nd.
They may be. But I just look at these things and I'm going, you didn't get it right. And for Captain America, it's 5 times. You didn't get it right the first time, and now you got 4 more tries at it. How is that a productive use of money, time, resources? And then you're gonna hire 4 more CGI studios to try to cobble together the things that you didn't get right in the first bunch of junk you did. There are productions that are done shooting a principal and already got their pickups done inside of 30 days. Yeah. There are whole films that are done in 30 days.
Yeah.
Why the master of all studios, the monster of them all, with all of these people and all of these available spaces and just seemingly unlimited money, why can't Disney in any of their studios get something done that quickly? Why? Why? Yeah,
well,
too many cooks in the kitchen, I suspect.
Yeah, but if you're working in a volume, you don't have to worry about weather. So if 50% of your shoot's inside in front of a bunch of LCD screens,
yeah, you're not wrong.
I mean, you don't have to worry about shooting days. You don't have to worry about weather problems. You have to worry, and your on-site days, you just bump a day one way or the other.
I think a lot of the problem comes down to this is all bad writing. They're just trying to they're creating these properties by committee and trying to crank them out on a certain pattern because they're tent poles and they have a lot of money riding on them, and so they sort of mark these dates of when they need to get it out and start getting a return on the investment. And story and quality, just like they've emphasized DEI now for so many years, they've put it above merit. And so we're getting a lesser quality of motion picture out of Marvel Studios, which, let's be fair, comic book movies, I'm a comic book fanatic, or I used to be. I still love the properties, but they've never been high art, right? Mm-hmm. So an Iron Man movie, part of the thrill was just seeing Iron Man in real life, just seeing the armor and a great dynamic actor like RDJ Jr. So I think that the quality of these pictures has fallen, right? It's more obvious in the TV shows, but they're just cranking them out. It's just a commodity. So obviously they're going to get it in post. They're going to find all the great shots for the trailer, and then they're going to get it in post, and they're all going to sit around and watch it and go, this is shit. This doesn't thrill me. Where's this shot? This doesn't make sense. What about this plot hole? I mean, that's got to be what's going on.
Well, you have poor producers because they're the ones that should be guiding this entire shooting process
Mhm.
in coordination with the director and the person in principal photography, the cinematographer. All these people should be working together to lay out a shooting schedule and making sure all of the pieces and elements are in there.
Yeah.
It isn't that difficult if you've ever seen how it's a structure. You know.
Well,
Chris.
it depends. It depends on what their workload is and what their work ethic is. Their workload and their work ethic. Are they lazy? Are they just not getting in there and reading the script and going through it and really thinking about it? Are they going in and looking at these storyboards in advance? Have they really thought this thing through? And when they start looking at the dailies, are they really using a critical eye? Or are they just trying to keep their job and keep from getting sacked?
I'd probably say it's the latter for sure.
Yeah.
You know, how many other projects was on the timeline that's not even happening now? Blade, Armor Wars. More obviously
Couple
not
of Avengers
those
movies. Yeah.
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 It's like it just is. It seemed like before, leading up to Infinity War and all that, they kind of had all their ducks in a row and an actual plan, and it just seems like just a huge mess. Like you said, Chris, it's just being done by committee. People are being lazy, just trying to keep their jobs. They're just trying to crank this stuff out because, all the other movies did so well. They're just trying to just get that money, and it's just being a disaster. One disaster after another.
Just trying to keep that cash cow going. And on that note, we've got a super chat here. It says Doctor Strange viewed however many times that is. MCU reshoots 0 success. Yeah. Tight scripts.